What if I told you that light bulbs could have lasted for decades, but someone made sure they didn't? Or that the inventor of the diesel engine died under mysterious circumstances? Today we're diving into strange and controversial inventions, the ones that were banned, ridiculed, or simply buried in the drawers of history. In 1892, Rudolf Diesel patented his revolutionary engine, far more efficient than steam engines of the time. His invention changed transportation forever, powering ships, trucks, and trains. But Diesel himself never lived to see it dominate the world. In 1913, his body was found floating in the sea near Antwerp. Was it suicide, as some claimed, due to financial troubles? Or was he murdered, possibly because his invention threatened powerful oil interests? The mystery has never been solved, but the name Diesel still fuels half the world today. Back in the 1920s, Brown noticed something strange. When a capacitor was charged with high voltage, it would start to move. He became convinced he had discovered anti-gravity. Brown dreamed of fuel-free aircraft and ships floating above the ground, and even demonstrated his devices to the military. The effect became known as the Biefeld-Brown effect. Scientists, however, had a simpler explanation. It was just ionic wind, charged particles pushing against the air. But Brown's experiments still inspire enthusiasts who build lifters, while in UFO circles he's remembered as the man who brushed against alien technology. In the 1920s and 30s, America was shaken by the story of Harry Hoxie. His father had used an herbal mixture to treat tumors in horses, and Hoxie decided to try it on people. He opened clinics across the country, offering ointments for external cancers and herbal potions for internal ones. Patients lined up, desperate for hope at a time when medicine had little to offer against cancer. But doctors accused him of fraud, and in 1960 the FDA officially banned the sale of the Hoxie method. Yet even today, clinics in Tijuana and online promoters still market Hoxie therapy as a suppressed miracle. Imagine this. A century ago, light bulbs could burn for decades. But in 1925, the world's biggest manufacturers, Philips, Osram, General Electric, and others, formed a cartel called Phoebus. Their goal? Make bulbs worse on purpose. They agreed to cut the lifespan to just 1,000 hours. It wasn't about quality, it was about profit. The cartel lasted until 1939, but the 1,000-hour standard stuck for decades. And in museums today, you can still see centennial bulbs that have been shining for over 100 years, a glowing reminder that planned obsolescence is older than we think. Linus Pauling was one of the greatest scientists of the 20th century, a two-time Nobel laureate who reshaped chemistry. But in his later years, he became obsessed with vitamin C. Pauling argued that massive doses of it could prevent colds, extend life, and even fight cancer. People rushed to pharmacies, vitamin sales skyrocketed, and Pauling became the face of the supplement revolution. The problem? Science never fully backed him up. His ideas remained controversial, but he left behind a curious legacy, the world's most famous vitamin hype. In 1989, chemists Martin Fleischmann and Stanley Pons announced they had achieved nuclear fusion in a glass of heavy water, on a lab bench. If true, it meant unlimited clean energy. But within months, other scientists failed to reproduce their results, and the mainstream declared cold fusion a fantasy. Not everyone agreed. Physicist and journalist Eugene Mallove became one of its loudest defenders. He published Infinite Energy magazine, wrote books, and claimed the discovery had been deliberately suppressed to protect massive financial interests in energy. His story ended tragically in 2004 when he was found murdered, turning him into a martyr for fringe science believers. American inventor Paul Pantone developed a system he called GEET, which he claimed could make cars run mostly on water. He showcased working devices, and others built their own. But instead of fame, he ended up confined in a psychiatric hospital. Some called him a con man, others a victim of conspiracy. In 2009, he was released and continued promoting his inventions until his death. To his supporters, Pantone was a visionary who threatened the oil industry. To his critics, he was proof that extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. So what do these stories tell us? That invention is never just about science. It's about power, money, and sometimes even life and death. What do you think? Were these inventions suppressed out of greed or simply victims of circumstance? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the hidden history of innovation.